Thank you for joining ICMI and USAN. As we discuss proactive engagement in the multi-channel world, in the second quarter of 2013, ICMI and USAN sought to better understand how the contact center was leveraging the emerging channels to create extreme engagement with their customers. 361 contact center professionals provided their input, and one of the insights was around the usage of outbound notifications to increase customer engagement. Today, we will review that research as well as provide some outbound best practices and technology solution ideas. My name is Sarah Steely-Reed, and I'm the Content Director for ICMI. I'm joined today by Jack Stevens, a Senior Sales Executive for USAN. While you are watching today's Educast, we encourage you to be social and tweet about what you learn here. Our handles and hashtags are up on screen, so let's keep those conversations going. One of our intentions with the research was to determine how the emerging channels of social, mobile, and advanced self-service are impacting the contact center and their customers. Are we leveraging the emerging channels properly? Are we using them to best engage our agents and our customers? Most importantly, how do we use them on our quest for extreme engagement? We discovered several things, and notably that extreme engagement happens through multiple touch points and channels for the customer. It also requires communication channels out to the customer. In this Educast, you will learn how to use proactive outbound notifications as a method to increasing that engagement, so that you will become one of those companies that can say your customers are extremely engaged with your brand. We all know that our customers are more connected than ever before. Due to their instant access to information and more options, customers are better informed and thought of as less accepting than in the past. This can lead to higher customer expectations, which was evidenced in the 44% of survey respondents that felt connected customers did in fact expect a higher level of service. Other demands of the connected customer include more customization, personalized service, faster service, instant connectivity to an agent when needed, and a single sign-on to all channels. The good news is that emerging channels can help achieve all of those expectations. In our research, we found that social, mobile, and advanced self-service options are all thought to improve the overall experience for connected customers, and proactive outbound can be used in all three. Social media postings on Facebook announcing outages or sales, or welcome messages through a Twitter DM. Mobile is ideal for SMS text notifications, and self-service bots can be used for email welcome messages, confirmations, and auto surveys. Before we dive into some best practices, let's quickly review a few more of those survey statistics and look at how the contact center industry views the emerging channels. 67% consider social to be a necessary channel. 72% feel mobile is essential. 84% think self-service is required, and a large percentage of respondents feel that all are competitive differentiators. For most of us today, contact centers are already multi-channel. Not surprisingly, most of our survey respondents reported that they are supporting the traditional channels of phone and email. Web inquiries are also a strong channel, with IVR, offline, social, knowledge, chat, and mobile all reporting healthy numbers. The point is, multi-channel is here, and that includes proactive customer engagement channels like outbound calls, emails, and SMS one-way automated notifications. Right now, over 40% of the contact centers surveyed are using SMS as an automated notification tool for customers, and almost 33% use it as dialogue with a customer either through an automated bot or with a live agent. Now, let's take a quick moment and properly define proactive outbound. It is the process of directly reaching out to a customer to make them aware that something relevant to them has occurred. There are several types of triggers that can create the opportunity for an outbound contact. The most common are something that the customer needs to know about, results in a notification or an alert, that some change in the business relationship occurs, whether it is in your control or not, like storms causing flight delays or an accident interfering with a shipment delivery. And finally, there may be a request for follow-up, perhaps through a survey, a confirmation message, a tracking number, or a link to a web page for more information. It's important to note that proactive outbound notifications come through a hybrid of contacts, including automated voice messages, Twitter DMs, text alerts to mobile phones, and even emails. The emerging channels are truly the perfect conduit for this type of customer engagement. Now you might be asking, isn't proactive outbound the same as telemarketing? Absolutely not. And here's the key difference. Proactive outbound is all about the way that customers respond to it. Where outbound telemarketing was considered nuisance enough to foster regulations restricting it, today's customers often find proactive outbound contact valuable, provided they can see the rationale for the contact. Customers want context of a contact, and that means it must have timeliness, urgency, and value to them. Now, the key to modern proactive engagement is truly personalization. It must have connect, anticipate, and inform. First, let's take into account the customer's preference for how they want to be contacted and why, as we look through these best practices. Most customers are willing to receive contacts about issues that are relevant to them as long as they help determine the contact methodology. It's an essential best practice for organizations to query customers as early as they can in the engagement life cycle so that they can teach those customers the benefits of the outbound program. Then ensure your business rules comply with any regulations, state, federal, or within your own industry. Fourth, establish data sharing across all applications so that a customer and an agent's efforts are not duplicated. As you see in the fifth best practice, outbound does require intensive integration with inbound. This means that any database that is generating the outbound trigger also needs to be updating CRM and IVR systems so that a customer's record is immediately updated if they do something, like make a payment or confirm an appointment. You must ensure outbound and inbound consistency. And finally, know how to measure your success. A good place to start is with NPS, attrition, and voice of the customer programs. Now, let's look at 3 examples of where outbound proactive notifications can really increase that customer engagement. We'll start with utilities. While I won't go through all of these examples, we do want to show you all the effective ways that proactive outbound can help you reach that extreme engagement with your customers. So I now want to turn it over to Jack to discuss some of these valuable touch points.
Thank you, Sarah. We talked about extreme engagement and multiple touch points while being proactive. But before I discuss utilities, I would like to address restaurants being the trendsetter. Restaurants began setting up tablets at checkout, and you would actually put in your number to receive text alerts for coupons. Well, these texts started coming every so often, and it would be around the time of a meal. While we are going to talk today about improving interactions and decreasing the costs associated, proactive customer engagement gives you an opportunity to stay in touch with your customers, build brand loyalty, and keep customers happier and longer. Whether it is the competitive restaurant or hospitality industry, deregulation driving more options in the utility industry, healthcare reform mandating that everyone must be insured, thus the carriers providing many more options, it will be more critical than ever to know your customer and tailor your communication around what is important to them. The end goal of all contact center executives is to improve quality of customer interactions and decrease the cost of doing it. Let's explore some ways we've been able to help our clients. There was a time when there were very few options, and sometimes only one option with utilities. That time is over. So utilities are trying to reach large groups of people quickly, keep customers informed, entice and enroll new customers, while allowing them to choose their preferred method of engagement. Let's discuss one example. We asked one of our customers to walk us through what happens when the power went out, and while we were there, it actually happened. After about 45 minutes and thousands of inbound calls, they had the IT manager, the call center manager, the IVR specialist, the chat and email manager, social media guru, and they discussed the messaging that would be sent out. 3 hours later, and thousands of inbound calls with an extremely high abandonment rate, the power was restored, and not a single phone call, text, email, or any type of outbound notification was made. So it was good timing for us because we were able to discuss a strategy around power outage notifications specifically. We discussed the idea of beginning to ask their customers their preferred channel of communication. When there is a power outage, one of the first things that customers do is call into their utility provider to report the outage and to get an update on when the power will be turned on. To prevent this flood of inbound calls, why not proactively send a notification through a text or an automated phone call to your customers and the channel they prefer ahead of time? For example, we know that your power is out and are working quickly to resolve the problem. We will notify when the issue is resolved. And again, that notification is going through the channel the customer prefers. Now the customer has one person that handles all proactive communication through all channels and delivers that message within 5 minutes to all their customers, preventing costly inbound calls, emails, chats, potential negative messaging across social media. We helped another customer with an issue with people utilizing self-service to pay a bill through the IVR or the website, but then still calling the 1-800 number to confirm that the payment was received. We set up an alert that automatically sent a text message that confirmed the payment and attached a confirmation number. This also applies when companies turning service off for non-payment, which was a practice utilized by many providers. This did not help build long-term partnerships and is part of the reason why the utility industry is one where customers can easily leave for a competitor. With proactive engagements, you let the customer choose the channel, and then you send a message to let them know that there will be a service disruption unless payment is received by a certain date. If service is turned off and you receive payment, you can proactively communicate the time the payment is processed and when they can expect their service to be turned back on.
Thanks, Jack. Now let's review our second example, the retail industry. Just recently, I received a text message alerting me that UPS had delivered a package to me and that they hid it in a place at my house that only I knew about. That was fantastic because it kept me from worrying about the delivery and it kept me from having to call. I absolutely loved it. Jack, what else can we expect out of retail?
One way we were able to help one of our retail customers was addressing the negative messaging that had recently happened. Many customers complain about their negative experience on Yelp or on other social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. We helped one of our customers manage this issue by implementing our customer engagement solution, which searches for specific words within these platforms for negative customer feedback. Our customer was then able to proactively contact their dissatisfied customer to make them new offers to win back their loyalty or gain positive feedback from them through the channel they use to leave their negative comment. For example, replying to a customer's tweet, apologizing for their bad experience, and offering them a coupon for their next purchase. Giving call center agents the ability to see customer profiles and interaction history is a huge advantage for companies with the call center. Agents are able to proactively see why a customer is calling based on their interaction history. Let's say I placed an order at a retail store and I haven't received my order yet, even though my tracking number indicated that I should have received it yesterday. The agent is able to see that the order was delayed. So when I call in, the agent can start the conversation there. Hi, Jack, are you calling about your delayed shipment? This shaves at least 30 seconds off each call, not having to go through an introduction, capture an account number, and address or other customer information. It also alleviates the frustration that the caller probably has about their delayed order, because now they don't have to go through and repeat all of their information since it is right in front of the agent.
Thanks for that. Now, in the healthcare industry, for example, companies are keeping costs and engagement under control by reaching out to customers to remind them of upcoming appointments or to offer prescription refills. These simple notifications ensure an actual connection with the customer and help keep the patient and the relationship healthy. Jack, how is USAN helping the healthcare industry find success with proactive engagement programs?
Reducing appointment no-shows, reducing readmissions, improving medication adherence, and engaging patients in wellness. With PPACA, Obamacare, or also known as healthcare reform, there's a mandate requiring everyone to carry insurance. With this brings options to the public. While companies can and most likely will continue to offer coverage, there will also be health exchanges that are driven federally or by state that will provide options from a variety of providers so that you can choose the plan that best fits you and your family and will follow you should you change jobs. At USAN, we coined healthcare as patient engagement and serve primarily provider groups and hospitals. The channels usually include text, voice, email, mobile apps, and push notifications, as well as social media. Reducing appointment no-shows. A Forrester research study reports that 22% of patients miss appointments, leading to almost $16 million in lost revenue to hospitals. This can be improved by proactively reminding patients of appointment times via text message or email and having patients confirm in the channel they prefer. If the patient prefers to be contacted via phone, we can set up an automated phone call to remind, offering self-service options to confirm, cancel, or talk to an agent. If no answer, a text can then be sent to a phone with an access code and a phone number. Other areas are reducing readmissions and improving medication adherence. Similar to appointment no-shows, reminding patients to take their medication via text or notifying them that it's time for their prescription to be refilled. Interaction history is important in the industry as well. If the agent can see that it's time for the patient calling in to get a prescription refill, the agent can assume that they are calling in. This gives the agent the ability to begin the conversation at that point and not go through the identifications. Engaging patients in wellness, proactively sending them a message to live a healthy lifestyle, maybe a flu shot reminder sent to a mass group of patients, for example. One of our customers is a major healthcare provider, and they use our cloud-based customer engagement platform that allows them to create workflows and add channels as they plan on their strategy to address the applications and channel we discussed in the previous slide. All of these proactive notifications are tracked in the customer history, so if the patient does not want to speak to someone live, the agent knows the patient's history and does not force them to explain why they're calling each time. USAN's patient engagement solutions helps healthcare providers improve patient relationships and trust, centralize visibility into and control patient data, leverage existing IT systems investments, and reduces operating costs. In conclusion, improving customer of quality interactions and decreasing the cost of doing it. Being proactive using outbound channels while allowing customers to choose how companies engage them is the key. Finding a partner that has experience hosting and leveraging existing investment in technology is critical. It is changing quickly, so having the ability to grow while remaining flexible should also be a key area when going through the always critical planning stage. USAN will be showing a demo of our solutions for each of these three verticals at the ICMI Call Center Demo in Atlanta this fall, so be sure to visit our booth if you plan to attend. Thanks, Sarah. Back to you.
Thank you, Jack. And thanks to USAN for showing us how to best provide value to multi-channel customers through proactive outbound notifications. We hope that you heard some great ideas that will help you increase your customer engagement and put you on the right path to extreme engagement. If you have any questions on proactive customer service, please feel free to reach out to either one of us. You can also learn more by checking out the complete research report and best practices guide, Extreme Engagement in the Multi-Channel Contact Center, Leveraging the Emerging Channels, which will be available for purchase in July 2013 from our website, ICMI.com. You will also be able to download the complimentary white paper, 6 Best Practices for Optimizing Multi-Channel Support. Thanks again for tuning in.